home to your classroom. You want to teach so well. You think you've done your best, but you just can't tell. So you have to reflect and ask yourself why. You prepared it so well, but your lesson was so dry. So reflect on your own or with a critical
Reflective
friend.
practice. What is reflective practice? It's viewed as a means by which practitioners can develop a greater level of self awareness about the nature and impact of their performance, an awareness that creates opportunities for professional growth and development.
Reflection blue. Well, you want to have fun, but you always look so glum. You want to listen to your students, but you talk all the time. So reflect when you listen, reflect when you speak, reflect every morning, every day of the week. You're the very best of teachers, on that we all agree. Your students are so happy that it's plain for all to see. Still, you must reflect, and please do not neglect to try out something different every time. Oh yeah, to try out something different every time. I got the reflection blue. Reflection blue.
Reflective practice. It's been said that reflective practice enables managers and leaders to swim in a swamp like Tarzan. Isn't that something? Well, there are many different methods in which to engage in reflective practice, but for this assignment, we're going to focus on Cobb's experiential learning cycle. David A. Cobb is a professor of organizational behavior, and his famous model consists of 4 different elements, and those elements are concrete experience, observation and reflection, the formation of abstract concept, and testing in new situations. Now, a lot of people say, and they have different arguments saying that you could start at any of the four points for reflective practice, but we're going to start at point number 1, and that is with concrete experience. As I was watching the presidential debates tonight, I thought it would be a great opportunity for each one of them, if it's not mandatory for them to engage in reflective practice after the debates. If not them, will definitely be their staff members, because this is the last Republican presidential debate of 2015, and in 2016 they're going to have to come out of the gate with their A game. So by reflecting, by engaging in reflective practice, it will enable them to improve on those missteps they had tonight, to stay abreast of world events, stay abreast of their stance on terrorism and immigration, all of those things that concern U.S. citizens, the economy, definitely. So we're going to take a look at what they did tonight. We're going to start at step number 1. We're not going to skip around. We're going to start at step number 1, and that is concrete experience. So let's take a sneak peek at what they actually did tonight. Join me. Answering the question. Oh my goodness, that was so funny. You saw the caption, "Deadly President." Not, I was not saying that they're about to run out and commit murder or mayhem. But everybody was talking about bombing this group and bombing that group. I just thought that was so funny. Anyway, but in their defense, they were talking about a show of strength for anyone who's threatening Americans. I'm a veteran, so it's easy to say go to war at my expense, but are you serving? But it is a show of strength. We are not a weak nation, and we are forced to be reckoned with. So I get you there, but that was just a little joke. Now that we've observed, now that we've had the concrete experience, we're observing our performance, and we just want to see how we did. Tonight, I think Miss Carly was a bit catty. She's normally very poised and professional, and I think she was irritated tonight, and I'm just wondering how she's going to feel looking at her performance tonight. So, let's go to step number 2, observation and experience. Okay, now we're at step number 3, and that is abstract concept. And this is the part where we're going to come to the conclusion of what we need to do as a result of having observed our concrete experience. So it's all, again, cyclical. And we just want to make sure we know that the term abstract, it refers to ideas or concept, but it has no real physical referent. Tonight we heard a lot of words like love, success, freedom, good, moral, democracy, and we just want to show you guys the conclusion that we've come to, how to get to that point of improving upon, after observing, step number 2, after observing our performance, the concrete experience, how we can improve upon that experience for next time, because it all goes in a circle. So this is the conclusion that we've come to make sure that we perform much better.
And a friend asked one of my daughters, do you like politics? And my daughter said, no, I don't. And the reason I don't like it is because there's too much fighting, too much yelling. It's so loud, I don't like it. I turned to my friend and I said, she's really on to something. And when we think about our country and the big issues, Wolf, that we face in this country, creating jobs, making sure people can keep their jobs, the need for rising wages, whether our children, when they graduate from college, can find a job, protecting the homeland, destroying ISIS, rebuilding defense. These are all the things that we need to focus on, but we'll never get there if we're divided. We'll never get there if Republicans and Democrats just fight with one another. Frankly, we are Republicans and they're Democrats, but before all of that, we're Americans. And I believe we need to unify in so many ways to rebuild our country, to strengthen our country, to rebuild our defense, and for America to secure its place in the world for us, for our children, and for the next generation. Thank you.
And there you have it, reflective practice. Reflective practice, once again, is viewed as a means by which practitioners can develop a greater level of self-awareness about the nature and impact of their performance, an awareness that creates opportunities for professional growth and development. This project was based upon Kolb's famous model, which consisted of 4 elements: concrete experience, observation and reflection, the formation of abstract concept, and testing in new situations. And students, to make it simple, concrete experience is simply just doing it. Observation and experience following that is to think about that which you've just done. Form an abstract concept is coming to a conclusion that, you know what I've done can and will be improved upon. This is how I'm going to do it based upon what I've just observed from what I've just done. And testing new situations is putting all of that into actions. So students, how you can use the concept of reflective practice in your everyday life and even in your work as a student to make it successful, to make your academic career successful, is to think about what you're doing. Don't beat yourself up if you weren't the absolute best, but learn from it. Your parents always told you experience is a good teacher, and that you can hold true as being a fact. Experience is a good teacher as long as you learn something from it and improve on that thing, because we always want to go from glory to glory. Reflective practice at work, always. Reflective practice. Okay, this is it. It's simply doing something, critiquing what you've done, coming up with better ideas in which to improve that thing that you've done, implementing those ideas, and just doing it. Reflective practice. Always, always getting better. We always want to get better. Thank you.